What is going on, friends? This is Matt Carter, that YouTube Realtor, and today I'm going to be talking about a topic for those buyers out there who aren't sure if they should be getting into the market yet. Maybe it's something that you've been struggling with for the last little while, considering if it's the right time, the right move for you, and that's whether buyers are over-preparing themselves to actually get in the market and try to buy a house. So this comes down to kind of the age-old debate of whether you should be paying off all your debts, be financially sound, have all these savings, the emergency fund, the contingencies, everything like that already in place, or if you should go in before paying off of your student debts, any other debts that you may have, and just getting into the market while you can. A lot of the times those perfectionists, those savers, those ones that want to be debt-free are saying that you should be paying for a house and purchasing a house with at least 20% down payment on a property. So I'm going to be comparing and doing a little bit of a case study. I love running numbers. I think it's the best way to showcase two different options here and showing you what it's worth versus for 5% down versus 20% down savings. So what we're going to do is we're going to compare the Westminster area in London, Ontario. It's actually where I live currently in the city. It's known to be, or historically has known to be, kind of a first-time home buyer area, a little bit lower than average price per cost of home here, and we're going to compare the numbers from 2019 all the way to 3 years later, and we're just going to see how the numbers all work out. For this example, I've just pulled up some data from that I have access to for 2019 for the entire year for the specific area of Westminster. It's in the southeastern area of the city, and we're going to be looking at, normal family home, 3-bed, 2 baths, freehold, so no condominium houses, and we're going to take a look at all the sales data. So as you can see here, I've pulled up, there weren't too many listings, it's not a lot of activity, but this is what we had during the year, and you can see that the average price of a home in 2019 in this area was just around $355,000. So if we're doing our math here and we're going the 5% down way first, say that you're not looking to pay off all your debts, you're just looking to get into it. You've saved up a bit of money because you have to get into the market, at least put down that 5%. So we've put down 5% on that property, which is just over $17,000. And with your closing costs and everything like that, you're going to come around $24,000. So plugging this into a calculator, you're going to get a monthly mortgage payment of around $1,780 per month. Conversely, if you are part of that 20% down group and you really want to put everything down, by putting 20% down, you do avoid that mortgage insurance that you're going to have to pay for because you're no longer a high-risk mortgage. So you're putting down 20%, which is $71,000. And with your closing costs, you're going to be roughly $76,000 in. This leaves you with a monthly mortgage payment of $1,440 roughly. And as you can see, you had a pretty good savings of around $400 a month there by putting the increased down payment down on that property. But then you kind of look at it and you're like, is that extra 15% down on the house worth that $300 a month savings? So we'll keep all that in mind, and now we're going to look at 2021. So now that we're in 2022, we can look at the last year's data, and we can see by pulling the exact same area, 3-bed, 2 baths, but the median price now is around $555,000. So if you were part of that 20% group from back in 2019, unless you already had that 20% already sitting around in your bank ready to go, chances are you're going to have to save up a little bit. So you're saving each year, you're putting away some money every week, every month, and you're saving each year, and you're eventually working up to that original amount of that $76,000 that you had to save in order to purchase a house in 2019. Unfortunately, the market sped up so much that now that 20% down payment is $111,000. And if you do happen to have that money sitting around now, your monthly payment's going to be around $2,100 a month. Now, I don't know about you, but at least for me, when I purchased my first home, it took me a while to come up with that first down payment. It took me a little bit while, myself and my wife, to save in order to be able to purchase the house. So I don't know if I would be able to save that much more money over a 2-year span to keep up with the way that the market's growing. So if you were one of those 5% that bought back in 2019 and now you're sitting in 2021 and the average price of a house has gone up to $200,000, you have a couple different options for you. You can go back to your lender, you can see if you can get your house and your mortgage refinanced, lower your rate a little bit if you want, take some money out if you need some money to for any other expenditures. Or if you want to move, if you need a different house, a bigger place, if you've outgrown the current one, or just want to move to a different area, you can now use that $200,000 of equity that you've built in your house, plus what other savings and what you've paid off from your mortgage towards a new purchase. And that equity will now be probably more than 20% of a down payment for your next house, which means that you're then going to have to not pay mortgage insurance on that new place. So it's very easy to say, if you have 20% down just sitting in your bank account, maybe consider putting it on a property. You will save yourself, about $300 a month in this situation on your monthly mortgage payments. But a lot of people don't just have that kicking around in their bank, and a lot of people, many people, will never get to that point where they'll be able to save as much as the market is growing. Historically, I know we've been in a crazy market this last couple of years, so this might not be true every single situation, but historically, the housing market is always on the rise. We've seen about a 2 to 3% increase year after year. So getting into the market, getting some equity built into your house and just having a house to live in is the best way to start on that real estate ladder and move into a house that you eventually want to be in. And now I know a lot of you are thinking, well, what if the market tanks? What if it crashes after I buy my house? Well, the easy solution to that is, especially right now, mortgage rates are at an all-time low. And yes, they're probably going to go up. And yeah, houses may come down in price in the future. But get yourself in a fixed rate mortgage. You know what you're able to afford right now. You're hopefully going to be in the same position, if not a better situation in a few years from now, that you can still afford, if not afford more than you're already paying right now. So get yourself in a position where you know you can live comfortably. And this all goes back to buying what you can afford as well. I'm not saying if you can get a $500,000 loan, mortgage on a house, go out and spend it and go all out on your pre-approval. You got to live within your means. You got to do what is right for you in your situation. So let me know what you think below. Let me know if you're in the 5% or that 20% group. Personally, you know where I sit in this situation, so I'd love to hear what your thoughts are in the comments down below. And make sure, if you haven't already, hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to my content and get notified for my videos that come up every week. And make sure you pass this along to anybody that you think would value from it as well. And until my next video, take care.